In this getting started video, I want to show you how to set up an eBay account, and then we will go into listing your first item. Now, setting up is pretty straightforward. Right above the eBay logo, you'll see on the top left here, it says, "Hi, sign in or register." So if you're new to eBay and don't have an account yet, you click register. That will bring you to this page where you enter your information. You'll put in your name and your first and last, your email address, a user ID. So here you get to decide an email or a user ID. You've got to choose one and see if it's available. They're going to tell you, well, you can't use that because it's too similar to your email address, or they'll tell you, hey, it's available. Or if it's not available, they'll give you suggestions here, and you can choose one from these suggestions to try and use. Okay, and then it's going to let us use it. The password, you must have a certain strength in there, so it's going to tell you use at least 6 characters, uppercase and lowercase, include numbers or symbols to make it more secure. And then don't use your ID or email address, of course, as a password. So set something up there and then click submit, and that will get you into eBay. Okay, pretty simple, straightforward, quick to set up. Now, once you do have your eBay account set up, you'll need to log in with the username and password that you've created. You'll sign into your eBay account, and usually it'll just take you straight into the account here. And the My eBay link at the top right up here is going to be very commonly used. If you just click on My eBay, that takes you straight into whatever you've set up as your summary for eBay. And here you can go into selling. You can see your all selling items, scheduled, active, sold, unsold, and so on. And if you look at the all selling link here, after you start selling, normally this won't show until after you start selling, but then it will tell you right here what your monthly selling limits are. And so you can see here that I can list up to 450 items. I can list another 228 on this account, or $12,800 per month total. So another 11,205 at this time. So this will tell you what your selling limits are. Now, when you're typically brand new to eBay, they're going to give you limits, and they're probably going to start you with only 1 or 10 items that you can list, and they won't let you list more than that until you sell 10 items within a calendar month. So you need to get that taken care of right away if that's your limit. If you go to start this first week and you're able to list an 11th item, then you know that you're not limited to that. And you can come into this to My eBay and click on All Selling over here, and you'll be able to see how many items you can list. If you try to list number 11 and they tell you, sorry, you've reached your limit for this month, then we know we've got to get past those first 10 items. So typically the first 10 items you want to sell something simple, easy to ship, and real cheap that we can just get out there, even if we have to spend a little bit to sell it and ship it, just so we can get past that and move on with our business. So once we are ready to start listing, you'll come in here at the top and click Sell, or at the drop-down Sell an Item. It takes you to the same place. Now, typically when you are selling an item, it'll take you into this listing, which is the advanced listing system. And what I'm trying to show here, sometimes they'll give you a view that doesn't look like this. If you're not seeing this outline right here to create your listing with all these options and details, then you're using the basic lister, and there will be a link up at the top here to switch to advanced listing tool. You always want to use that advanced listing tool. So if you're not seeing this screen and you're starting, then click on that advanced listing tool link and always continue with that. Don't ever go back to that basic lister. It's just a pain. You want to use this one. And so you'll fill in the title, and you want to use all characters. It gives you 80 characters. We want to use them all. So find keyword phrases that you can use for your product and put them in there. You don't need a subtitle. We don't need to have the condition necessarily. If you have a UPC, great, put it in. If we have any of this other information on the item specifics, enter that there too. That is searchable. The item specifics and the title are what is searchable. The other stuff we put down here in the description is, so that item title is really important. You need to fill out the entire row of data. Everything needs to be there, and you need to use as many relevant keywords as possible. Fill in any information you can here, and then upload your image. When you come in here, you'll see this. Click to add photos. When you click on that, it brings open a window here where you can select your photos. That will browse to your computer. You can choose the photo that you want. Just double click it. It'll bring you to this screen where you have the photo. You click upload, and it puts it into your eBay listing. Okay, now they're going to tell us, well, there's some errors with this that we have to worry about because it's got to be at least 500 pixels wide, and it's not. And so we're going to go ahead and just move forward with this, but just keep that in mind. You've got to have at least 500 pixels wide on the longest side for that. And then you'll get down to the description section. In the description area, we want to put in some good details for our description. That should include a title in bold and centered at the top. Usually I like to make that a bigger font than all the rest. And then we'll have a sentence or two of good descriptive information about the product, maybe some bullet points if needed, a bold shipping heading, and the details about shipping. We'll ship 1 day or 2 days or whatever after payment. Fast payment means fast shipping, something like that. We can put international shipping details if we want to. Payment details, put something in there like this. We accept PayPal for all payments. Payment is due within X number of days. Buy now payments are due immediately. Fast payment means fast shipping, and so forth. We can put a little blurb in there about feedback that we're striving to, to provide 100% customer satisfaction, and hope that's the way they feel. Okay. Now this here is something I see different sometimes too. If you have this HTML tab clicked, then you won't be able to bold or have those tools. So make sure you've got standard, and then you have all these tools here where you can change the font size. Anything that we highlight, we can bold it, we can italicize it, change the font or color, however we want to do that. Okay, so you've got a lot of room to adjust that. Don't get crazy with colors. Most of your auction should be one color. If you want to do the headings a different color, that's fine. We don't need the listing designer. That costs extra. We can either do an auction-based listing where we are doing a start price and possibly a buy it now price, or we can just do a fixed price listing where we state what the price is, and that's our price. Okay. If we do a fixed price, we do have the ability to add multiple items in here, but don't do that until you have at least 100 that you can list at a time. And then the duration. Again, if you're just starting and you have that limit of 10, we want that duration as short as possible. They give me the option of 1 day. They may only allow you 3 days. Okay. And then you can either start the listing immediately, or you can schedule it to start at a later time. So if you want it to start, if you're working on this in the morning and you want them to end in the evening, which is a good time for these to end, then you can change that time there. And then the next important part is how you get paid. We'll put in our PayPal, and we'll put our PayPal email address in there. If we have a buy it now option or a fixed price listing, we can check this box, require immediate payment. And then shipping, you can do a flat, same cost all buyers if you want. You could do it calculated if you know the weight. However you want to do that, and you can even offer free shipping by checking that box there if you want to. Otherwise, you would put a cost in here, and you can choose the cost you want to do. And then you can select your shipping service here. Now, be careful about that. If you do just like a standard shipping, then you have total freedom on how you want to send that. If you choose USPS priority mail, then they will only allow me to ship it through priority mail. And if I do flat rate box, then I only have the flat rate options when I go to send this to the person. So make sure you give yourself plenty of options there. Standard shipping typically is a good way to go. Handling time, generally you want that 1 to 2 business days. Shouldn't be too long for you, especially if you're going to be shipping the item yourself. I don't recommend worrying about the global shipping, so we'll leave that without any global. You won't need these details unless you're doing a calculated shipping. And then your return policy. You have to have a return policy of some sort. So you'll see there it'll ask you to choose one, and you'll have either returns accepted or not accepted. Okay, and so you'll choose that and then continue, and you'll get to review the details and then submit, and you're good to go. It'll be done. Okay, we're going to save this one, and that's it. And you've submitted your first item. Now, once you do submit the item, it'll give you a link like this to that item. You can copy that to highlight it, right-click on it, and copy. And that way you can paste that into an email to me, so you can send me an email with a link to that listing. Okay, so that's how to set up an eBay account and list your first item.